Alright, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and today is going to be a roundup video of all the best Pokemon pulls that I got throughout the year this year. As you guys know, I started collecting Pokemon cards again when it was back in the summertime, really got heavy into it, and I've got some pretty great pulls that I want to share with you guys to kind of round up the year. What I'm going to do first is basically show some stuff in my binder. It's going to be chopped and edited from here and there just so this video doesn't get drug out. And then we're going to go into some of the cards that I've left out of binders and some of the stuff that I've even gotten graded this year. So stay tuned and let's get into it. All right, well, first things first, Evolving Skies came out not too long ago this past year, and they came out with a lot of the VMAX cards of all the evolutions and V cards for the evolutions in the set. So I got pretty much every VMAX card for it. I'll just show that off just so we don't have to go through all of them. And I figured the best way to do this for the binders was just to pull the card out and show you guys real quick, then I'll put it right back into its place. But we did pull a full art Flareon V as one of our very first cards that ever pulled out of the set. And here's another full art V card of the Arctivish that we pulled as well. All right, next we're gonna hop into some Fusion Strike binder stuff that I had inside the binder. Chandelure V, full art. Chandelure VMAX, the Rainbow Ultra Rare. And a better pull from the Fusion Strike set that I actually have in the binder and not out in a top loader is the Greedent V alternate art. I love the alternate artwork cards that are in these Pokemon sets. They're really awesome. And this one is Greedent V. Now I do have binders that are full of other cards to complete a master set and stuff, but a lot of those like Shining Fates and all the baby shinies and everything, I didn't want to go through all those that I've collected so far this year, just because that would drag this out forever. And a lot of these are more of the high value cards that might be worth money or just cards that I really like. So I'm not going to show every baby shiny and stuff in my Shining Fates or every V card or nothing like that. So without further ado, let's get into the singles that I have just sitting out to the side here. And these first four are pretty cool and pretty awesome for me because there's a fellow YouTuber named Chloe who will do unboxings and live stream breaks for people if you go onto her site and buy some of the cards. And she was always doing these Hidden Fate tins that I always wanted to get in on because she was only charging $35 each for a tin, and she was pulling awesome cards left and right. So I bought 2 tins for one of her live streams, and these are the hits I got. And I don't think you could ask for anything better. Really cool story behind some of them. First one was just a baby shiny of the Circuitry. Hope I'm saying that name even correctly for that Pokemon because I'm not familiar with it. Next one was the Tag Team GX of Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno. That was in one of my tins. I only bought 2 tins. And then we got the 2 heavy hitters. Shiny Sylveon GX was in one of the tins. Incredible, incredible pull. And this was the first time I had ever broke with her as well. So it's like beginner's luck. But the all-time hit for me, no one had pulled this card yet on her stream while doing the live breaks with her, and I was the first one. And that was the Mewtwo Shiny GX. I was the first one to get it on her stream through all the tins that she broke. And she had pulled a couple of Charizards even, but no one had gotten the Mewtwo yet. So getting these 2 especially, just from 2 tins, was awesome. I loved it. It was an incredible experience. So thanks to Chloe for even doing that for people to be able to have the opportunity to do that. So shout outs to her. I wanted to get 3 tins, and no joke, the very next tin that she opened had a shiny Charizard in it. So there you go. If I would have bought that one too, it would have been extreme. All right, so now we're just going to start blowing through some really quickly until we get to some of the bigger cards. So was able to pull an amazing rare Rayquaza, Espeon GX, Mega Blastoise EX out of Evolution, Mewtwo EX, Glaceon EX. Now into some V cards that I really liked and I wanted to show off, so let's get into them. We have some Mew Vs here just because I really like Mew. I actually have another of the Mew V as well. Not the Rainbow Pikachu that everyone wanted to get, but I do have a Pikachu VMAX. One of my favorite VMAX cards that I got that just came out of the Fusion Strike is the Gengar VMAX. Then the first set I actually started collecting when getting into it, this was a set that had just came out, was Chilling Reign. And we have some Ice Rider, some more Ice Rider, and Shadow Rider in the VMAX form, with several Blaziken VMAXs that I have. Alright, so now we get into a little bit cooler stuff as far as full arts. Salan V full art, Salamence V full art, the Tapu Koko V full art, Cramorant V full art, Wobbuffet V full art, Alakazam V. I'm gonna stop saying full art. Morpeko V, Drapion V. One of the better looking full cards that I think is just awesome. The Zorora V full art, Galarian Articuno V, fan favorite Pokemon Rayquaza V full art, Metachan V, Flapple V. This is actually one of the very first full arts I ever pulled, and that is the Celebi V full art out of Chilling Reign. Blaziken V. That concludes the full art V cards. Now let's keep it rolling. Pokemon Celebrations came out not too long ago. I really love this set because it wasn't a whole lot of cards you had to get to complete it. I'm actually still too short from completing it. I need this Magikarp and I need the Rayquaza to complete the Classic Collection set. But we did get not one, but two Umbreon, so that was pretty cool. I was able to get two of those. Now, one of the most sought after baby shinies from Shining Fates, Suicune baby shiny, and we've pulled two of them this year. All right, now into some full art trainer cards. This is the Marnie promo that came with the Marnie kind of milk carton premium collection that was pretty sought after at one point. Skyla, Shauna, Zinnia's Resolve, Copycat, Bay. We also have the Bay Rainbow Rare, the Zinnia's Resolve Rainbow. Here we have a Gordon, a Phoebe, Rose, and last but not least for the trainers that aren't in the binder that I wanted to show, Cheryl. Now to continue on with the Rainbow Rare theme, let's jump into a handful of Pokemon here that I have Rainbow Rares of. Alchemy VMAX, Celebi VMAX, Colossal VMAX, and last but not least the Glaceon VMAX. I do have some more Rainbow Rares, but those are in books and they aren't really that valuable. Maybe $2 to $3 cards, which is crazy because they are Rainbow Ultra Rare cards, just they're not sought after. Now, Pokemon also has secret rare gold cards that you can get in the sets. And these are all the gold cards that I actually have out of all my pools. I've actually kept them all out and even have gotten some graded. Some of these as well don't hold a big value, even though they are secret rares. But these are the ones I got. I'm going to show them all off. Full face card. Stormy Mountains. And again, all these cards were pulled. Turffield Stadium. Lightning Energy. Psychic Energy. Capture Energy. And now into some actual Pokemon. Frostmoth. Cresselia. Galarian Obstagoon. Octillery. One of the first gold secret rares I've ever pulled. Eternatus V. And my two favorite here. From Celebrations, the Mew. From Chilling Reign, the wonderful Snorlax. I believe my son or daughter actually pulled this when we were opening packs together, so it was awesome. All right, last but not least, we're going to get into some alternate art cards that I've pulled this year. Then we're going to get into the graded stuff, which could have some more alternate art into it as well. Then all my Charizard stuff that I got, so let's keep rolling. The most recent addition was this alternate art Galarian Rapid SV that my daughter actually pulled on Christmas Day. We also have the Galarian Flow King V alternate art, the Espeon V alternate art, the Mew V alternate art from Fusion Strikes, but I think looks better than the VMAX alternate art. It's just more different. When you look at the Mew V, the VMAX version alternate art, it kind of looks just like a VMAX card. Single Strike Urshifu VMAX, which, believe it or not, I had gone to a hobby shop to find some cards. They had some battle styles there and I wanted to get 2 packs and they were charging like $7 a pack. Luckily in one of the packs this was in there to make up for it. Sylveon VMAX alternate art, which this should have been graded, but you'll see why later on from some other stuff I sent in. So let's cut to the graded stuff. All right, so now we're going to jump into some graded stuff and some stories behind some of these. Some of these, like I said, I've pulled all these cards in one form or another. Another way I've pulled some of them is from an app called the Whatnot app, where you can go on and people like to collect cards or any other things. That's just auctions all the time for items. And I really like doing mystery bags. And these first 3 items came out of mystery bags that I won and bidded on. So this is what I got. We got a base Shadowless Sandshrew at a PSA 8. First edition Jungle Weeping Bell and a PSA 9. We got a first edition Rapidash and a CGC 7. My favorite Pokemon, Machamp, and a PSA 9. Alright, next is a different grading company that I actually submitted through. If you're familiar with grading, PSA prices have been through the roof, and the lowest charge they had for a long time was $150 to get a card graded. So unless you had something that was going to be worth in the thousands, there's no point in sending it. So there are a lot of alternatives you can send your cards to. And I decided to send mine to Hybrid Grading Approach, HGA, just because I thought they were going to be the new up-and-coming juggernaut. Unfortunately, a lot of their resale values and prices on their cards aren't really there yet, but they do have really nice slabs if you want to get custom stuff done, and they were a really good cheap option to send my cards to get graded. So these, and they actually do a really good job grading. I think they're more strict than PSA. So if you get a 10 in HGA, odds are you should get a 10 really easily in PSA. So these are some of the cards I got from them. Got the Zamazenta V in a pristine 10 from HGA. And again, with the custom, I like how you can do the splash with the gold and everything. It's a really cool slab. And let's get the bad one out the way. The Leafeon VMAX alternate art. So heartbreaking to see this grade on it. As you can see, 10 for centering, 9.5 surface, 9 for corners, but they said the edges were a 5. And I have no idea how they got that. Looking at the edges, there's nothing wrong with them. So I have no idea how they got this edging as a 5. Especially when centering as a 10, and that's like the hardest thing to get. So there's no whitening on it or anything. I have no idea why that got a 5 on the edges. So unfortunately, that's what you get sometimes. But we bounced back and got our Glaceon VMAX alternate art in a pristine 10. Just 0.5 off from a flawless. Then we have our Dragonite V alternate art. Again, just one more off from a flawless card, but it is a pristine 10 in HGA. So this card and a lot of my other 10s, if I ever wanted to resubmit them to PSA when it got cheaper again, I could, and they should get 10s. Alright, last but not least, let's finish off with some Charizard stuff, because I know that's the one everyone loves. They love to collect Charizard stuff, so let me show you what I got. Alright, this one I did not pull, and I did buy, but I figured I'd show it off with the rest of the Charizard cards. And that is the Charizard from Legendary Treasures. Next up, not too hard of a card to get if you can find the premium collection at Walmart for it, but that's the Reshiram and Charizard Gold GX card. And I bought 2 that I've opened. Card that teases me every time I pull it, Charizard V from Darkness Ablaze. Charizard GX from Hidden Fates, not the shiny one though. And we have been lucky, at least got 2 of them. And I figured I'd show these at the same time, some Charizard promos. I also sent off one of my Charizard V from Darkness Ablaze to get graded from HGA. Got a gem mint 9.5, so just 0.5 off from being able to get that 10. So now on to probably my best pulls of the year. First we have a Charizard from Celebrations, doing a throwback from the old school Charizard that first released when Pokemon first came out. But we didn't just pull one of them. We pulled 2, we've actually pulled 3, but I sold the 3rd one. Next up is the very first Charizard card that I ever pulled, and it was the Charizard from Evolutions that came out. This was the first one I ever pulled. It was a Celebrations pack that actually came in one of the round Pokeball tins that they would sell in stores. I think they keep coming out with newer sets of that with different packs in them even now. But this was in an Evolutions pack that was inside of there. I was floored. I was ecstatic. I couldn't believe it. My first Charizard pull from getting into the hobby. Unfortunately, it did not grade too well with HGA. As you can see, the corners weren't good. The surface is the best score, and the edges weren't that good. And I kind of knew that when I sent it, but it's a Charizard, and most of the time people just send them in to get graded anyway. So, and I just picked like a horrible background, like for it to be in. Like there's no color, it's all bland there. I don't know what I was thinking. So, but yeah, it was the first one we pulled. And I figured I'd end with this one. Fellow YouTuber, buddy of mine, Leo the Funny Nerd, he actually had come across an old Pokemon binder of cards from, I want to say it was from a family member of his, maybe his aunt's, and it was in a shed or something, or in an attic, I can't remember. And he sold the whole binder to me. And of course, inside of that binder, there was a base set Charizard in it. Now this card is in horrible shape. I mean, there is just bins and everything. All you can see that right there. It's not in good condition at all. You can see the edges on it. It's really bad, but it's still awesome. Piece of history. It's not a first edition, but it is a base set Charizard. But that's it, everyone. Hopefully this wasn't too long-winded. I do have more cards that are in the binders, like I said, that just weren't, I don't think, that important to show off. And a lot of these probably weren't either, but these were some of my favorite pulls from the year. It was awesome getting back into the hobby. This took a lot of packs to get all this stuff, so it's been a blast. I'm looking forward to Brilliant Stars when that comes out in February, because I'm going to go heavy into that one. Live unboxings and breaks and rips will start taking place here again real soon when the new year starts. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and share your best pulls with me in the comments below that you got this year. I'd be anxious to know what you guys got and what you guys scored. So until the next video, catch you later.